这里有一个老师呀，我会说不你忙，我会说，我会讲，
Your squad mate has intel revealing the location of the next gas spread. Secure them to the uplink station marked on your TAC map for decryption before it's too late. Gas is moving. Some of your squad's outside the safe zone. Good signal. Secure the area until the upload is complete. Intel transfer complete. Marking incoming gas spread on your TAC map.
Money.
Your squad mate was sent to the gulag. They'll fight for a chance to redeploy. Loadout drop headed your way. Friendly loadout drops on the way. Your squad mate has entered the gulag. They'll need to survive to redeploy. Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. Your squad mate just got their ass beat. They are returning to base. Not done yet. Here's another target. squad mate lost the fight. They're RTB at this time. Your squad mate is in the gulag. If they survive, they redeploy. Bounty target's gone dark. We lost the contract. You're the target of a most wanted contract. Eliminate threats and secure supply caches to close it. Gas is moving. Squad made it to the safe zone. Mates are redeploying.
UAV is being refueled. RTB at this time. Copy your mark. Mortar strike inbound.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
No effect.
You got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
I ran out of bullets.
This ain't training camp. It's the gulag. And you gonna have to.
Why does everyone quit out of the fucking match, man? Like, I just don't understand, man.
Gave it a solid try. Time to head back to base. The enemy took that one, but we'll get them back.
How fucking ridiculous.
And kind of how he's being looked at. He's kind of a loner in here. Like, nobody wants to hang out with him, but people are too scared to come up and like start crap with him because they just don't know what to make of him.
Yeah.
And so later that night, flights out, and Raph's laying in his bed, and he hears criminals escaping into the sewers underneath the prison. Raphael goes after them, and he starts beating the crap out of them brutally. You see teeth flying, and it's brutal.
He's also reminiscing a lot, I feel, in this
right after
this issue. He reminisces about how when he's down there in the sewers beating those guys up, he's thinking about his brothers, how it used to be.
And you get a nice little, you get some images here of when he was together with his brothers. And although at the end of it, he's like, it's better, best forgotten or something like that. So he's kind of like
bittersweet, I feel.
Yeah, like he at the beginning, he's kind of reminiscing, and then he's like, well, screw that. You know, I don't need that anymore.
He also likes it. I feel like he also likes that loneliness. Like when he's eating at the mess hall or whatever, he's kind of like, I'm fine with just sitting here, nobody bothering me.
Yeah.
I like it.
He's always been like that.
He's kind of like that lone wolf kind of thing.
Yep.
Late one night in the studio. In 2009, Mirage Studios announced that their next theatrical release would be a live-action movie. This movie would eventually become known as the 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. However, the movie we got was almost the complete opposite of what was initially promised. To make things even weirder, fans were at war with the movie by the time Michael Bay's Platinum Dunes took over the project. Their fears were confirmed when a draft of the script leaked. Today, I'll explore the story of that script, known as The Blue Door, and how its leak changed the course of the movie. I've talked about this before, but coinciding with the 25th anniversary of the Turtles in 2009, a new theatrical reboot was announced to be produced to be produced by Galen Walker and Scott Mednick. Ninja auditions even took place during the anniversary events, and writer John Fusco was brought in to adapt the first 10 or so issues of the Mirage run. This was fresh after the release of The Dark Knight, so Batman Begins was mentioned as an inspiration for the new take on the franchise.
And at the very...
What's up, guys? Welcome back. What's up?
Today I'm going to yes, it's about exactly
1995 brought us a couple of stupid dogs, a pair of dumb.
And a lot of people talk about, Keenan and I,
right,
as far as like the split between the Keenan and Kel show. This is where it started. And
Israel invaded, including Benny Morris, committed the most horrible.
What's up, guys? So today is a very unique video. I say that like as if I'm making videos every single day. I wish I was making them more, and I probably need to and would like to, you know. But today is a video that
the bottom line is your pocket. I have not made a... The bottom...
I just found out that my niece, Miranda, was killed in a car crash. And, don't worry about me. I'm fine. Like, I feel like I'm aimlessly wandering, and I'm tired of it. Like, I've been feeling really down lately. I'm not 100% sure why. It's weird to me because things are really good right now, you know? I don't care if I fade into darkness. Like, I don't care. I don't care if people hate my stuff, my content. Like, I'm not afraid of failure. I'm afraid of disappointing you guys.
We all have points where our creativity breaks down a bit. We all have points of self-doubt, and we all have points of just where we're feeling low in life.
I used to be someone that wanted to be someone else. And the realization isn't that I was trying to be someone else. I was trying to learn who I was.
Like, I can't help but feel like something's missing, you know?
And some of the harder realities are you can't be there for everybody. And that's the hardest blow to take.
Like, I want my life to mean something. I don't know, I feel like I don't deserve it. Like, I haven't earned it yet, and I don't know. I just feel lost. I have ideas about what I want, and
Hello, you absolute legends. The year is 2000.
We do want to take a look at the story. We do want to take a look at the stories that are breaking at 8, starting with the extreme weather on the move.
Hey kids, it's me, Kevin Smith. Have you got?
We hope to do this for 6 or 7 years. Or 8.
Here with a bucket list guest for me. This is something I've been so excited about. Here with a bucket list guest for me. This.
Fulfill your day.
What's going on, everybody? Mordum here, this time bringing you a video about what is next.
Alright, spoilers from here on in. This is the
Today.
Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly. Enemy soldier incoming. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Enemies dropping into the AO. Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone. Enemy soldier incoming.
Looking like a real team. Word came down. We're ready to go. So gear up and grab your chutes. We're going to the war zone. Rules of engagement are simple. Weapons free on all threats.
Let's roll. Battle Royale.
Here's a bounty contract.
Gas is approaching on your position. Move to the safe zone. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Moving this way.
Targets are up. Go take them down. You got time for another bounty. Get it done. Your squad mate is in the gulag. If they survive, they redeploy. Your squad mate was sent to the gulag. They'll fight for a chance to redeploy. Your squad mate failed their mission. They're headed back to base. Redeploying to the AO. Gas is moving. Safe zone. Intel shows a bunker nearby. Eyes up, you hear?
I've been hit.
Yo, I need a res. Where'd you go?
Gave it a solid try. Time to head back to base.
It's hacks, you fucking fuckwit.
Bounty target's gone dark. We lost the contract.
Planting mine.
Thanks.
There's a bounty contract.
You still got time on the clock. How about another objective? Loadout drop headed your way. Gas is inbound, marking a new safe zone.
Enemy movement. Moving.
Your squad mate has entered the gulag. They'll need to survive to reach. Enemies dropping into the AO. You're losing ground. Move it. Friendly Guardian
Throwing sensor.
Squad mate has been cleared for redeployment.
Hey boys, good loot here.
Enemy soldier incoming.
He's back from war. Up the top. He's landed. Wait.
Gulag. If they survive, they redeploy.
Fuck, there's another guy. Where is he? There's 2 flares on top of that building.
We lost that sumbitch. Bounty contract's been pulled.
Need mid-cal rounds.
They're flying at you.
The enemy took that one, but we'll get them back.
Another one.
And we are.
that Chief Stearns is taking this possible connection seriously. April O'Neil, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
If you've been following the Ninja Turtles news recently, considering it's the 40th anniversary, you may have noticed a lot of upcoming Ninja Turtles projects have been announced, from video games to comics to a new television show and movies. There's a lot, and I imagine as a fan, it might be kind of hard to keep up with all that's coming. In this video, I want to go ahead and put together all of these upcoming projects and discuss them briefly. That way you guys, the fans, know what to look forward to in the near future. There's quite a bit, so let's go ahead, waste no time, and take a look at every upcoming Ninja Turtles project that's on the way. Alright, first up, let's start off with the comics. Let's get some things out of the way and discuss the current comics that are going on right now. So ones that I've already started that we're currently in the middle of, just so everyone can understand the whole landscape. I can imagine it could be a bit overwhelming to newcomers, but don't worry, we're going to explain everything. First up, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures comic. This comic started off back in 2022 as a 4-issue miniseries, but it did so well that they picked it up as an ongoing series. So they're currently, as of the time of this recording, 13 issues deep. So there's the original 4-issue miniseries that kicked it off, and then we have 13 issues that they did after that that they're currently on. There's also a few one-shot specials that they did, so 1-issue specials. There's the Halloween one, a summer special, and an April special. So yeah, this comic series has an issue come out once a month. Issue 13 just came out, issue 14 comes out in June, issue 15 comes out in July, and so on, as long as it keeps doing good, I would imagine. Now, for those who haven't figured it out yet by the art of this book, yes, these stories take place in the continuity of the original 1987 Ninja Turtles cartoon. The writer of the series, Eric Burnham, once said in an interview in 2023 on CBR.com that he's tried to center the series, so the comic series, vaguely in between season 7 and season 8 of the show, but that it hasn't always lined up perfectly. In that same interview, Burnham also said that the thing about the cartoon was that it played loose with the continuity, that there was several retcons throughout its 10-year run, also that specifically for the series, because the cartoon was like that a fun story isn't going to be nixed just because the show already did something similar or contradictory, that they do have the freedom to bend continuity and norms around a little bit in this comic series. But yeah, let's wrap this one up. Saturday Morning Adventures is one of the comics that's currently going on, takes place in the original 1987 cartoon continuity, is set loosely between season 7 and season 8, and is currently at the moment 13 issues deep. Next up is another comic that's currently going on at the moment, and that is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Untold Destiny of the Foot Clan. This is a 5-issue miniseries that will finish up in July. They are currently 3 issues deep into this one as of the time of this recording, so 2 more issues left, one in June and one in July. But yeah, this miniseries follows Karai from the main IDW Ninja Turtles comics continuity, so the main comics, and it shows how she's currently in charge of the Foot Clan and has her going through a situation where another ninja clan with more powerful cyborg type ninjas and ties to her family have challenged her claim. The future of the Foot Clan seems to hang in the balance, but yeah, we'll see what they do. But not much else on this one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Destiny of the Foot Clan 5-issue miniseries that's currently going on, available in comic shops, and wraps up in July. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Black, White, and Green. This one is also currently going on, and it actually just started. As of the time of this recording, it's only 1 issue deep so far. Now, I don't know if this series is going to be a limited number of issues, or if they're just going to keep going. I don't think we've gotten confirmation on this one either way, although it does look like there's going to be a trade paperback that collects issues 1 through 4 at one point. So maybe it is just going to go 4 issues. I'm not sure, we'll see. But one thing of note about this one is that issue 1 had like 4 different stories within it. I'm not sure if every issue is going to be like this, but that was the case with the first issue. Now, obviously, one big thing that stands out is the art style of this series. It's been described as taking the Turtles back to their roots of black and white comics, but with a splash of green. Listings of the book describe it as an anthology of standalone TMNT one-shots. So yeah, pretty much independent stories, not...
Rob Liefeld is one of the most criticized artists to ever work in comics. He can't draw feet. He can't do perspective. Has he ever even seen a woman? But at the same time, he...
TMNT.
Rob Liefeld is one of the most criticized artists to ever work in comics. He can't draw feet, he can't do perspective. Has he ever even seen a woman? But at the same time, he was, for a brief period, the world's most successful comic book artist. He was an actual celebrity. He made millions of dollars drawing comic books. How did someone who apparently has no skill in drawing become so successful and so popular? What was the secret to his success? And why did everyone turn on him? I've spent the last few weeks researching, and the answer I found was probably the last thing that I expected. Let's start with something you've probably never seen before, a Rob Liefeld drawing with feet. Here's another. There's some wonky proportions here and there, but before you go dunking on him, here's the thing. He did these drawings as a teenager. These drawings are from a portfolio that he had put together at 19 years old to try and get a job in comics. They would have been tucked under his arm at WonderCon 1987, standing in a long line waiting for his turn to show them to an editor from Marvel Comics.
The head editor for Marvel says that sometimes he discovers new artists at the conventions.
Hundreds of them show up at every convention, hoping that this will be their big chance.
And unlike everyone else in line, this might be his only chance. You see, when Liefeld was young, his dad was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Over the next few years, Liefeld's father would be in and out of medical care, spending 9 months in a coma, losing an eye, and the medical costs would cripple his family financially. But something came out of that experience for young Rob Liefeld, because sitting all those hours alone in a hospital waiting room, on his lap would be a comic book. And this was the 70s, when comic book art in America was exploding. George Perez, John Byrne, Neil Adams, and so many others were revolutionizing the medium. I can only imagine how necessary it must have been for a kid whose family is going through this traumatic experience to be able to escape that reality and into the universes of DC and Marvel. So comics become his obsession, as does, soon after, drawing. But despite his obvious natural talent, there was no way his family could afford to send him to art school. He was working 3 jobs to support them and just drawing on whatever time he had left over. And now, his father's tumor had come back. If he wanted to continue drawing at all, he'd need to be getting paid for it. This portfolio review meant everything to him. So he finally gets to the front of the line and sets his pages down before legendary Marvel editor Mark Gruenwald. Gruenwald shuffles through Liefeld's pages. He looks up. "Welcome to Marvel Comics," he says. "You're hired." At 19 years old, Rob Liefeld became a professional comic artist. He does a few small jobs for Marvel and DC before finally getting his shot at a regular series, DC's Hawk and Dove. It's not exactly a prestigious job, but he's desperate to make this new career work, so he brings his A game to these D-list characters. And now, it may be hard to see today why it stands out. It's obviously tame compared to the stuff we'll be looking at in a little bit, but when you compare it with other comics coming out in the late 80s, I think you'll see it's got this energy, a dynamism, and intensity that kind of makes it stand out. There were only a few other guys at this time doing this kind of showy work. One of the most influential was Todd McFarlane. And McFarlane had just been promoted at Marvel from his breakout work on The Incredible Hulk to The Amazing Spider-Man, one of the highest profile jobs in comic books. I think looking at this, you can see the influence that McFarlane was having on Liefeld right at the start, moving away from that classic house comic style into something that's a little more intense and heavy. And for young Liefeld, it's working. Hawk and Dove becomes a big success. And so, in 1988, after so many years of attending San Diego Comic-Con as a fan, Liefeld gets to go as an honest-to-God professional comic book artist. And it's at this Comic-Con where he meets someone who will change the course of his life. One of his friends introduces him to this intense Canadian guy in a jean jacket with a curly mullet. "You're Rob Liefeld," he says. "I know you. You're doing Hawk and Dove." It's Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane knows who Rob Liefeld is. They actually become fast friends. They end up spending the next 12 hours together, talking comics and art and everything else, even though they're at different points in their life. McFarlane is older, married, and serious. Liefeld is 20 years old and hungry for success, hungry to make the money to pull his family out of their financial situation. And what I see is this kind of big brother, little brother relationship forms between them. I mean, just check out this video they made a few years later. I think you can see the dynamic at play.
And the other biggest question that I get is, did you pay for that haircut?
Unfortunately, I did, yeah.
That's brutal, but
sorry about that.
He brags that while Liefeld is still figuring out posing and anatomy, he's busy drawing every brick on every building, adding extra girders, working to set himself apart from everyone working in comics. But Liefeld wants to set himself apart too, to catch up with McFarlane. And so, in issue 5 of Hawk and Dove, when the characters enter an alternate dimension, he has the entire book turned sideways, without getting the writers or editors' permission. Well, that didn't go over so well at DC. When they got the pages, his editor called him, furious. He demanded demanded that Liefeld redraw the pages in a traditional format, and if he didn't,
Use this
he
time
would be
for some target
fired from the
practice.
book. Liefeld
Real things coming
refuses
soon.
because, unbeknownst to everyone, he had been negotiating a deal to go over to Marvel Comics. See, Bob Harris, an editor at Marvel, had recently taken over the X-Men family of books. Harris had gotten that job because a few years earlier he boosted the sales of the Incredible Hulk by taking a chance on a little-known artist. That artist's name was Todd McFarlane. Now, Harris was looking for the next Todd McFarlane to boost the sales of the struggling X-Men spin-off called the Mutants. Bob Liefeld was going to be his next Todd McFarlane. And, just like he had on Hawk and Dove, Liefeld attacks the assignment with everything he's got. This is an era when a book selling well meant big royalties for its creators, so his family's well-being was on the line here. He doesn't just want this book to sell well, he has to get this book to sell well. And so almost immediately after coming on the book, he begins introducing new characters, and they do not look like characters in any other comics at the time. And I'm just going to say it, Rob Liefeld is a strong character designer. Hold on, don't unsubscribe yet, let me explain. I know he's mocked now for his pouches and shoulder pads and guns and swords, but again, we have to look at this in the context of the time. Most superheroes were square-jawed guys who wore spandex. Just look at the covers before and after Liefeld takes over. This thing is going to stand out on shelves. He looks like he's about to murder the rest of the New Mutants. And his cover is McFarlane inking Liefeld's pencils, by the way. They're just so in sync. They spend a ton of time on the phone together as they work. And honestly,
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Hostile Mosquito is online.
Enemies deployed a counter UAV. Mark remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down. Squad mates redeploying. Well done. Enemy soldier incoming. You're not done yet. Here's another target. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work.
Hostiles deployed a Mosquito.
Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated.
Hostile Mosquito is online. Hostile counter UAV overhead. Hostiles deployed a Mosquito.
You got reinforcements inbound.
Enemies deployed a counter UAV.
How the fuck?
This one's dead.
You're getting another chance. Make it count. You're down one squad mate. We'll get you redeployed faster. Down to you, soldier. Stay sharp. Your squad mate's redeploying. Well done. Gas is inbound.
Hostile counter UAV overhead.
Ammo here!
Enemies dropping into the AO.
We have an ammo box here.
You got reinforcements inbound.
Hostile Mosquito is online.
TAC map. Get hunting. Enemies deployed a counter UAV. You got a loadout drop inbound.
Mine!
Bless you.
$25 are still active in the AO.
Here's a bounty contract.
Plenty of time left. Help yourself to another bounty.
Hostile Guardian has been deployed.
All bounty targets are KIA. Well done. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your TAC map. Go get hunting. Alright, your squad's in the safe zone.
Here comes Zip.
Target down. Marking the rest of them.
Up in the air.
Fuck.
Requesting recon at my location.
Yeah, what's the Zip, bro? Zip.
Enemies dropping into the AO. Your squad is down. Stay alive to bring them back.
Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced. Your squad mates back on station. Good work. Resurgence is about to end. Make it count. Resurging. Go for your revenge. Gas is moving. Adjusting prices. Stand by
Let's
for
go, Lodi.
deployment. Loadout drop headed your way. Resurgence has been deactivated. This is the end game.
I was in that fucking building. He's down up there. You got a fucking DA.
Get it done. Ground. Move it.
There's a guy on the bottom floor. Oh, he's cheating. He's cheating. On the top floor. Fuck's sake.
All bounty targets destroyed. Hell of a job. Less than 25, we're still
GG.
standing. It's a valiant effort. Keep your head up.
Seems like they're in a competition to one-up each other with how many lines they can put on a page. And Liefeld begins introducing new characters in almost every issue of New Mutants. If he's competing with McFarlane, in this area, he's winning. While McFarlane co-created Venom, most of his work on Spider-Man was really focused on creating great new visual interpretations of older characters. But Liefeld is throwing in new wild designs all the time, and the New Mutants is going from a struggling comic book to a sales success. But then, McFarlane takes things a step further. He gets the assignment to launch a new Spider-Man series that he won't only draw, but also write. Whether to keep up with McFarlane because his ego was growing, or because he was genuinely trying to make the book better, Liefeld starts ignoring the scripts he's been given on New Mutants. This forces Louise Simonson, who's an incredibly gifted writer, to do last-minute rewrites around Liefeld's art. And, unlike his editors at DC, Bob Harris supports him in this. So eventually, Simonson is pushed off the book and replaced by Fabian Nicieza, who is happy to work his dialogue around Liefeld's art. And so at this point, the book just goes full Rob Liefeld. He introduces Domino, Deadpool, Shatterstar, this guy, that guy. It's just pure insanity, even if the plots and characters are getting thinner and thinner. And it's during this time that McFarlane's Spider-Man #1 finally hits the stands, and it becomes the best-selling comic book of all time. Marvel had thrown all their resources, all the gimmicks, everything they had at it. Todd McFarlane is now the biggest comic book artist in the world, and Rob Liefeld wants that. Even though he's supporting his family as an artist, just as he's always dreamed, he's still hungry for more. He wants to beat Todd McFarlane.
But our pages are actually 10 by 15, which is about the size of Rob's ego.
What? Where's my fucking bullets going?
Enemy soldier incoming.
Worry not, the Norseman's here.
All stations, we are green to go. Stand by for deployment. Resurgence. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates. Kill to bring them back faster. into the AO. You're back on station. Go get after it. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. Time for vengeance. You're redeploying. Enemy soldier incoming. Advised, enemies deployed a buy station. We are returning you to the front. Earn this. You've got reinforcements inbound.
There's one in that tunnel underneath.
Some of your squad's outside the safe zone.
Target marked. Request fire mission.
Get ready. You're redeploying. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. Friendly loadout drops on the way. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Squad mates redeploying. Well done.
Hell rounds.
One on the ground there.
You got reinforcements inbound.
Hostile Mosquito is online.
Enemy movement.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Moving here.
Enemies dropping into the AO. They hit us hard that time. Let's regroup and get back up there, yep.
Although Bob Harris says it's usually about the size of a double page. Page spread.
So he calls up Bob Harris and demands he gets the same treatment, a new #1 with all the marketing resources that Marvel has. Once again, Harris is in his corner, so they cancel New Mutants with issue 100 and relaunch it a few months later as X-Force #1, with story and art by Rob Liefeld. How will it sell? We'll talk about that in a minute, but I want to use that cliffhanger to force you to listen to me talk about one other good quality of Rob Liefeld's art: his page layouts. Inspired by how McFarlane was making Spider-Man bigger and bigger in his comics, Liefeld begins to do the same.
Don't do tiny stuff. You know, that's been done a million times. Don't do tiny stuff. Try just to beat this into me.
Characters are given huge, almost pin-up style treatment in the pages. Inspired by 80s manga like Appleseed, he works to compositionally anchor each page around key drawings. And I think this is where we start to see some of Liefeld's weird anatomy and perspective creep in.
I always start with the head and I do all these zigzags.
That's where your anatomy sucks.
That's right. Sorry.
Because while he understands how to lay out these dynamic pages, he doesn't have the fundamentals to support it, so he ends up bending bodies and reality to fit that compositional vision. And while later artists would take his bombastic approach to layouts and refine it, I can't stress enough just how innovative and groundbreaking this would have been in the early 90s. Like, if you're a kid walking into a comic book store, and while the movies have this young kids, and you're flipping through comics and you see this, it's probably the comic you're going to take home with you. Okay, thanks for indulging me. Back to the story. X-Force #1 finally comes out, and it beats Spider-Man #1 to become the best-selling comic book of all time. Like, this is insane. As a writer, Rob Liefeld was working on a construction site. He's drawn less than 30 comics in his entire life, and he's now the best-selling comic book artist of all time. And not only is his sales good, but he's becoming an actual celebrity.
And he's all of 23 years old, and I want you to know he is one of the top
We are deploying to the war
in
zone.
the comic book business. And here he is, Rob Liefeld. Hiya, Rob. Glad to have you.
Liefeld appears in a Spike Lee commercial surrounded by his X-Force characters. At 23 years old, Liefeld had achieved his original goal and so much more. But it's still not enough for him, because he's about to pull his craziest stunt yet. In the middle of his run on X-Force, this ad appears for a new independent comic, The Executioners, emphasis on X by Rob Liefeld. You can probably imagine the phone call he got from the Marvel executives. He threatened to sue them, he threatened to take away everything they did.
Let's get into some shit pencil fast.
Gotta love a good entrance. Alright, let's move. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. You're getting another chance. Make it count. Still got time on the clock. How about another objective? Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated. Hostile target.
Weapon ammo has been replenished. Completed.
You're back on station. Go get after it. You got gas moving in. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. Get ready. You're redeploying.
Trophy system out!
Weapons on a weapon moving here. Weapon over here.
You got a loadout drop inbound.
Flanking here. Enemy marked. Moving this way. Enemy visual. Flanking here.
Oh look, same guy again.
Stand by for redeployment.
He's dropping some armor. We got an armor box here.
Friendly mortar strike on the way. Remaining. Hostile mosquito is online. Gas is inbound.
Enemy marked.
Friendly airstrike in the AO. Buy station inbound. Be advised, you still have squad mates outside the safe zone. Friendly buy station is ready. Friendly precision airstrike inbound.
Flanking here. Enemy marked.
Requesting recon flyover.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Fire sale is active. Buy station prices are adjusted.
Where the?
Barely hanging on.
Well done.
Use myself revive. Tossing smoke grenade.
Resurgence window is ending. Watch your 6. Enemies dropping into the AO. Located the rest of them.
That was close.
Gas is closing in. Your squad mate has intel revealing the location of the next gas spread. Secure them to the uplink station marked on your TAC map for decryption before it's too late. Get your squad to the safe zone. No one gets left behind. Fire sale's done. Prices are back to normal.
Back on my feet. Won't get the best of me again. I've been hit. Dynamite incoming.
Be advised, Resurgence
There's a flare in there.
active. This is for keeps.
Enemy movement.
We are returning you to the front.
Nice.
Earn this.
Moving here.
Gas is moving. Move to the safe zone. We're out of time. Uplink's down. Contract's pulled. Resurgence has closed. No more second chances. We're 1 of 25. The enemy took
Okay.
that one, but we'll get them back.
Target down!
him, and so now he does something even crazier. He quits Marvel Comics. He and McFarlane, along with a few other top Marvel artists, had been plotting their escape from Marvel, so they walk out and start Image Comics. Now, I'm leaving so much out of the Image story, so much about Jim Lee, Will Sportasio, Mark Silvestri, Eric Larson. These guys all deserve their own videos, so if that's something you want, let me know down below. But the short version is, this is an absolute earthquake in the comic book universe. For McFarlane, he felt he wasn't getting the level of respect from Marvel for what he had done for them. They would use his drawings on a t-shirt or poster and not even send him one. He wanted to hurt Marvel as much as possible. For Liefeld, he saw the financial side. He saw the action figures, the t-shirts, and how much money Marvel was making off of them, and he wanted that for himself. And he's done the math. X-Force was a huge hit, and he'd only have to sell about 200,000 copies of an independent comic book to make the same amount of money off of it that he was making at Marvel. But when his Image comic Youngblood comes out, it doesn't sell 200,000 copies. It sells over 1 million copies and becomes the highest selling independent comic book of all time. And not only that, but his celebrity keeps increasing. The day Youngblood launches, he goes on the Dennis Miller Show for one of the weirdest talk show interviews I've ever seen.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, when I was young, we used to read, did you ever read Daredevil, X-Men, stuff like that?
Yeah, I work for Marvel.
And Youngblood's kind of a funny comic. For me, personally, it's the tipping point where all the fun stuff about Liefeld begins to go just too far. It seems that his success had caused him to stop trying to develop further as an artist and leans harder into his quirky tendencies. Like, he introduces not just one team, but two in the first issue of the book. And then in issue 2, he introduces another team and more new characters in issue 3. And those innovative, eye-grabbing layouts, well, they're becoming a problem. They may have broken the first year, but I think it's strong comics abilities to tell a story. Because while yes, Appleseed and other manga were using these big anchored images, they also surrounded them with pages and pages of rock-solid conventional storytelling. But Youngblood disposes of all that. Issue 2 has 5 double-page splashes, 2 of which are vertical. I'll put a link down below if you want to check it out, because while it's kind of incomprehensible, it does have this raw overabundance of energy that's kind of exciting. And that energy isn't just on the page, it's spread into Liefeld's life. He gets a cushy office and starts building out a studio of artists. He wants the best and most brilliant creatives working for him and starts throwing money around like crazy. He pays double, triple the industry standard to get people to work for him. He launches more and more comics, creating characters and handing them off to his staff. He ends up with 65 employees publishing 22 comics per month. He's 25 years old and running his own comic empire. But this is where his path has diverged from McFarlane. While Liefeld is growing an empire, McFarlane is focusing all of his energy onto a single property.
Resurgence.
In Spawn,
Stay alive to keep your squad in the fight.
Smooth and velvety, with my co-creating every day.
Set a drop point for your squad, soldier. All right, we got you started. You finished the job. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. Hostiles deploy the mosquito. Your squad mate's redeploying. Well done.
Armor here! We got an armor box here.
Enemy soldier incoming. You got reinforcements inbound. Enemies deploy the counter UAV. Failure ain't fatal. It's just an opportunity to do better.
Yeah, it's fucking shit, eh? Get killed by my own fucking mine.
Welcome back to this U.S. Open office plan.
Miller just lobbed a message way over Jones's head using...
becomes the big hit for Image Comics. It beats Youngblood to become the best-selling independent comic book of all time. Liefeld begins to resent McFarlane, who repeatedly insists that Spawn is more valuable and more important than the rest of the Image lineup. And while Spawn is shipping regularly, Youngblood is slipping further and further behind. Liefeld takes over a year to publish the first 5 issues, and almost another full year before issue 6 comes out. McFarlane yells at Liefeld because his inability to ship on time is giving all of Image a bad reputation with retailers. Liefeld, for his part, begins referring to McFarlane as the scolder-in-chief of Image Comics. Tensions between Liefeld and McFarlane were at a breaking point, and while I can't know what Liefeld was thinking, the next thing he does seems like it was intentionally designed to get back at McFarlane. See, since the departure of the Image artists, Marvel had been struggling with sales, just as McFarlane had hoped. There are a lot of causes of that, as the gimmicks and bad storytelling of the 90s had finally caught up with them, but now new leadership had come in and was looking for a radical way to shake things up. And so they reach out to Todd McFarlane and supposedly offer him $3 million to come back and take over some of their failing books. He turned them down point blank. Marvel was the enemy, and no amount of money was about to change his mind. But then, shortly after, he finds out that someone did take that offer. Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld is going to take over Captain America for $3 million. It was a clear betrayal of McFarlane's vision for Image Comics, of his desire to hurt Marvel as much as possible. Liefeld had gotten his revenge, but it would cost him. He now told the Image partners or he quit. There's some debate. The sources are below. But either way, the result was a messy divorce between Liefeld and McFarlane. The man who inspired him, who became his friend, his friendly competitor, he'd given it all up for this job. Was it worth it? Probably not, because things start going wrong almost right away. Liefeld's Captain America and Marvel's whole new direction is heavily criticized. It's during this period that Liefeld produces this infamous drawing that would end up haunting him for the rest of his career. And then, Marvel declares bankruptcy. There's a lot of causes for that besides comic sales, and maybe that's a good topic for a future video. But the cause is that new leadership comes in, and they do not like Rob Liefeld. And so, his Captain America run is cut short after only 6 issues. After giving up so much for this job at Marvel, he now lost money too. And McFarlane, bitter over their dispute, uses every opportunity to tarnish Liefeld's reputation. He says everything we need to know about Rob Liefeld is in his name. He robs, he lies, and he failed. And it works. Liefeld's reputation continues to deteriorate. Articles accusing him of swiping art, being unable to draw goes viral. A whole cottage industry pops up with memes about his inability to draw. His public persona becomes brash and confrontational. He gets...
Way to keep it tight. Supply box UAV is inbound. Hostile guard deployed. Hostile airstrike near your location. AO. All squad members are in the safe zone. Your squad mates back on station. Good work.
One guy left. He's coming after you. Yellow.
Loadout drop headed your way. Resurgence, go get your revenge. You've got reinforcements inbound. Enemy buy station incoming. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Hostile mosquito inbound. Your squad mates redeploying. Well done.
What the fuck?
Are you fucking serious, cunt?
The fights on social media with other creators over credit or other promises. He promises new projects that take years to materialize or just never come out. To me, he seems bitter. Success had come so quickly. McFarlane continues to succeed. And his huge success. McFarlane's tour business never used to action figure market. And can be a serious challenger to established toy companies. So much so that he gradually hands off more and more of the creative responsibilities to his squad so he can focus on toys. And it's here, I think, that we find the final clue to Liefeld's secret to success. Because, while McFarlane stopped drawing comics, Liefeld never did. He's still drawing comics today, drawing comics for Marvel and DC. Why? I can't imagine he needs the money, and every issue he releases just brings out more of his detractors. Because this is his real secret.
X-Men 108, John Byrne's very first issue against the X-Men Batman, cosmic disturbance that...
Rob Liefeld loves comics so much, more than almost anyone else. And for a brief period, that love made it into his work, and it was enough to overcome all of his technical shortcomings and make him a superstar. But very success would corrupt him. It would cost his audience, his business, his reputation, and his friendships. But the story doesn't end on a sad note. Because the last few years...
Gotta love a good entrance. Alright, let's move. mistake. Enemies dropping into the AO. Time for vengeance. You're redeploying. Friendly loadout drops on the way.
Check your fire! They tagged me! This one's worm.
Kill confirmed. We located the rest of them. Enemy soldier incoming.
Hostile advanced UAV overhead.
You got reinforcements inbound.
Need mid-cal rounds.
You got gas moving in.
Hostiles deploy the mosquito.
Your squad made it to the safe zone.
Friendly precision airstrike inbound.
Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. You got a loadout drop inbound. Enemies dropping into the AO. Resurgence. Go get your revenge. You got reinforcements inbound. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Oh, fuck off.
25 are left. Stay sharp out there.
Hostile mosquito is online.
Time for vengeance. You're redeploying.